Well, hello. My name is Eddie Roselle, but you might as well just call me a Yarbrough because I'm half Yarbrough, and that's where I get most of the culture and the things that I'm known for is from the Yarbrough side of the family. And we're going to make a video today about the Yarbrough side of the Mount Enon, Henry and Evie Yarbrough family. And hey, Lomax, how about running up to Echo and get us another case of beer? Yeah, I don't think I've got, yeah, we're going to need more beer. And we was hoping that Lowell could be with us this morning and say a few words, bless the proceedings. But he was called to preach a funeral at Funiac Springs, and he won't be able to be with us. And Wattis and Lowry got the check, came in, and they've gone to Wetumpka to the casino, and they won't be here with us. And so it's probably just going to be, oh, Lord. There comes Charlotte and Annie. Lomax, get 2 cases of beer. Get the cheap stuff. They can't tell the difference. They'll drink it. It don't matter what it is. And so, you know, as long as Thomas and Thea Faye don't come, we'll probably be okay on that. Plus, Gary and Michael and the preacher have run off a good batch of something nice. I might save that for Christmas. So, mostly what we want to do is to talk about the talk. Oh, good God. One thing a Yarbrough can't stand is nastiness. Well, so we won't talk about William Yarbrough. That's what this video is about. He's the one that started it all. My grandfather, Henry Yarbrough, his father was William J Yarbrough. We don't know what the J, we've seen the J in records, but we don't know if it's James or John. William was born around 1852 in Alabama. His parents were born in Georgia, according to information given in the 1880 census. We can infer that his parents were born in the 1830s, possibly the late 1820s in Georgia. Over the years, I've searched Georgia's census records and their marriage and land records, and I find no evidence of who William's parents were. I did get one clue somewhere along the line that possibly a John Yarbrough and Frances Davis were his parents, and that John, Josie, Mattie, and Sally were his siblings. And those sound kind of familiar. Hopefully someday one of William's descendants will figure out and then follow our family's lineage back to England. That's what we'd really like to do, but we've got to get this Georgia connection straight and then where they came from. Now remember, William was born in Alabama about 1852, and I can't find him with a family listed in the 1860 census. It would be a huge coincidence if William, like his soon-to-be wife Susan Wiley, which there's another video just about her you need to see if you hadn't seen him, both became orphans. What if William was an orphan, and as well as we know Susan was an orphan, and they were orphans in early childhood in Montgomery County, Alabama? In those days, it would be a coincidence, but not unheard of, because there were just a lot of plagues in the middle 1850s sweeping through Montgomery, and a lot of people were killed. What is mind-blowing is that the next we hear of William He is a boy soldier in the Confederate Army. We know this is absolutely true because Susan was able to draw a Confederate widow's pension. And it was hard times in Alabama when she got that, and they really checked them out. They didn't want to give a pension for some scam. She proved that she was the wife of a veteran. What really threw me off for a while was there's not one but two William Yarbroughs who were born in 1852 that served in the Confederate Army. Candidate one was a 10-year-old William Yarbrough who served in Company A of the 36th Arkansas Infantry. His records show that he was born in 1852 and enlisted June 24, 1862 at Springfield. It's unlikely but possible that our William, an orphan, somehow went to Arkansas with a relative and later transferred to the Alabama regiment that he was known to be in. We don't know if that's true. It seems a little unlikely. Based on Susan's Confederate widow's records, our William served in Company D of the 59th Alabama Regiment. Now look that up in your artificial AI. Our William in the 59th saw some real action and was lucky to have survived. From June of 1864 until April of 1865, the 59th was under heavy pressure at the Battle of Petersburg. There was a desperate need for recruits. There's a lot of people killed at the Battle of Petersburg. And this may be where now a 12-year-old William enlisted. 12 years old is young, but not nearly like 10 years old. The Battle of Petersburg took place just before Lee surrendered, and it was his desperate attempt to protect Richmond from Grant's attack. The 59th took place in the Battle of Hatcher's Run. Where they famously held the line. There's our little William. They're holding the line. So apparently, old great-grandpa William was something of a hero. According to one account, Claude, artificial AI, he said that William was captured at the Battle of Sailor's Creek on April the 6th, 1865, just 3 days before Lee surrendered. After the war, William made his way back to Alabama and to Montgomery County, where 7 years later, on October the 30th, 1872, he married our great-grandma, Susan Ann Wiley. On December the 30th, 2 months later, Susan was declared an adult, so I guess she wasn't an adult when they got married, and she was awarded her inheritance. She was no longer a ward of the court, so William gets a new bride plus several hundred acres of land. In 1880, William, Susan, and their children, Maddie, Aunt Babe, and Uncle Os, are living in Montgomery County off Pikes Road near the village of Waughg, W-A-U-G-H. And that's Dooley'sby. He was farming 30 cleared acres of land on an 85-acre farm with 2 horses. and the land is probably part of Susan's inheritance. In 1882, Uncle Hub is born. Just 2 years after that census, Uncle Hub is born in Alabama. Then in 1885, Aunt Ada, it's Ada, A-D-A, but we say put an R on the end, Aunt Ada. Aunt Ada is born in Texas. So in 1833 or 1834, William goes to Texas with Susan and the children later following out there. And that's according to our family history. Gone to Texas was painted on many abandoned barns and houses in Alabama. In the 1880s, the soil had been depleted in Alabama, and rich, cheap cotton land was advertised in Texas. William and Susan weren't the only ones to make the move. The family legend goes that on November the 2nd, 1890, and that's in the Confederate records for the Susan's annual payment, William went to a racetrack and was killed defending a little jockey. His body was brought home to Susan, draped over his horse. She had to prove this to receive her pension. I think we can find new information probably at the Alabama archives where they have all those pension records. I just hadn't been back up there to look just for that. Now, I have scoured the cemetery records in Bowie County, Texas for his gravesite, and I found nothing. I suspect that he may have been buried on the farm after he came home, which wasn't uncommon in those days and is a lot cheaper. So we may never know where Grandpa William's buried. And I've been unable to find any land deeds, possibly because the Bowie County courthouse burned in 1889. I've also not found any reference to his murder in any newspapers or any transfer of the farm to Susan or her transferring and selling it to come back to Alabama. I've been out there 5 times. And so now it's somebody else's time. I'm not going back and trying it again. I've spent a lot of time in Bowie County, Texas. Now, this is a really, really, really long shot. But somewhere down the line, we've all heard all our people talked about Bowie County, Texas. But somewhere, somebody said Tyler, Texas, which is in Smith County. So it might be worth a little brief check, Austin, to go back and see if we can find anything about William and the Yarbroughs in Smith County, Texas. It's a long shot, and I don't think you're going to find anything, but I hate for it just to poor old Grandpa, great-grandpa William out there buried. We don't even know where he is or what happened. So that's it about the Yarbroughs of Mount Enon community, the cultural hub of Dale County. And now then we'll just wait here till Lomax gets back with the beer. Charlotte, you and Annette, come on over here. Yeah, he's going to get more beer. He'll be back in a little bit. All right, stay tuned. Check out that Susan Ann Wiley.